please help. I've been beaten by the police and just left to die on the road. Oh, please, give me a drink of something and a sit by the fire. Please, sir. Come in, whoever you are. God help you, you poor victim. Come in and let's have a look at you. Have a sit by the fire and I'll get you some whiskey and warm water. Dear, dear, somebody has been beating you up.
So I, staggered in, and it was no big act I was putting on, brothers. I really felt done and finished. This kind Vec put his rookers round my plateaus and pulled me into this room where the fire was. And of course, I knew right away what your humble narrator was. I looked at this Vec, and he looked at me in a kind sort of way, and I remembered him well now. Of course, he would not remember me, for in those carefree days, I and my so-called droogs did all our bullshit dratsing and filling and maskies, which were real horror show disguises.
Writer Anthony Burgess is considered a master of language. He created a dialect littered with Russian slang called Nadsit to disconnect his 1963 novel from its era, making it timeless. Alex is a teenager in a not-so-distant future, where the prison system has adopted an entirely new means of rehabilitating criminals, namely, removing a person's ability to choose between right and wrong. Alex is the first criminal to receive this treatment. His outward appearance is unchanged, but his moral decisions have been reduced to the workings of a machine. This has transformed Alex into A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess.
The police, the horrible, ghastly police. Another victim. A victim of the modern age. Wait, you are who I think you are, then. You've come, my friend, to the right place. Wasn't that your picture in the papers this morning? Are you the victim of this horrible new treatment? My heart goes out to you, poor boy. Now, tell me about yourself.
Little enough to tell, sir. There was a foolish and boyish prank, my so-called friends persuading, or rather forcing me to break into the home of an old petita. Lady, I mean. There was no real harm meant. Unfortunately, she strained her good old heart in trying to throw me out, though I was quite ready to go out of my own accord. And then she died. I was accused of being the cause of her death, and so I was sent to prison, sir.
Yes. Go on.
Then I was picked out by the minister of the inferior, or interior, to have this Ludovico's Vesh tried out on me.
Tell me about it.
Well, it began with a shot in the rookov with these starry Vex called vitamins. They took me to a room with a dentist chair facing a silver screen, and I, oh my brother, was to sit in that chair. What happened now was one white-coated Vec strapped my gulliver to a headlock rest, and then I felt they were strapping my rookers to the chair arms, and my noggers were like stuck to a footrest. One Vec I did not like, though, was when they put light clips on the skin of my forehead, so that my top glass lids were pulled up and up and up, so that I could not shut my glasses no matter how I tried. And then the film show started off with some grumpy atmosphere music, very fierce and full of discord, and on the screen I pitied a stream of all sorts of horrid things. A pack of tall-chalking malchicks making a real pudding of a starry Vec, going crack, crack, crack at him with their fisty rookers, till the crobby ran all red out of his gullet. And about this time I began to feel sick. I felt I could sick up and at the same time not sick up. And I began to feel like in distress, oh my brother, being fixed rigid too on this chair. And that's what the Gromkey vitamins did, making me feel all ready to snuff it. And that treatment went on for what seemed like forever, until I no longer needed the shot in the rooker for the pictures I biddied to make me sick. And not just that, but all sorts of emotional type music has the same effect on my poor soul, and here I sit.
Rest, poor lad. You've sinned, I suppose, but your punishment has been all out of proportion. They've turned you into something other than a human being. You have no power of choice any longer. A man who cannot choose ceases to be a man. You are committed to socially acceptable acts. A little machine capable only of good.
Yes, that's right, sir, but you're still wiping that same plate.
I'm still not too handy with domestic chores. My wife used to do them all and leave me to my writing.
Your wife, sir, has she gone and left you? I really wanted to know about his wife, remembering very well.
Yes, left me, you see. She died. She was brutally raped and beaten. It was in this house. That room next door. Yes, yes. Poor little girl. If I only got my hands on the malcontents responsible, I would end them myself.
I pitied all clearly, my brothers, what had happened that far off Nachi, and bidding myself and my droogs, Georgie, Pete, and Dim, in the partaking of a bit of the old ultra-violence. About this time I began to feel sick, and the pain started up in my gulliver. This Vic pitied this, because my Litzo felt it was all drained of red crovy, very pale, and his eyes flashed with the knowing, oh my brothers. So I inquired in my most gentlemanly Gaullus, where do I come into all this, sir?
You are a living witness to these diabolical proposals. You can be a very potent weapon, you see, in ensuring that this present evil and wicked government is not returned in the forthcoming election.
And what do you get about all this, sir? I mean, why are you so hot and strong against this government, if I may be like a spoiled as to ask?
Some of us have got to fight. There are great traditions of liberty to defend. I am no partisan man. The tradition of liberty means all. The common people let it go. Oh yes, they will sell liberty for a quieter life.
And what do I get about all this? Do I get cured of the way I am? Do I find myself able to slooshy the old choral symphony without being sick once more? He looked at me, brothers, as if he hadn't thought of that before. And it didn't matter compared with liberty and all that cow. And he had a look of surprise at me, saying what I had said, as if I was being like selfish.
Strange. Strange, that manner of voice pricks me. We've come into contact before, I'm sure we have. No matter, you will see, boy, that the party will not be ungrateful.
Stop treating me like a thing that just got to be used. Ordinary pursuitniks are stupid. But I'm not ordinary, nor am I Dim. Do you, Slooshy?
Dim. Dim, that was a name somewhere. Dim.
What's Dim got to do with it? What do you know about Dim? Oh, Bog, help us.
It was you? You're the one that hurt her.
I'll just get my platties, that is to say, clothes, and be eating off on my oddinocky. I mean, my gratitude for all, but I've got my own jeesney to live. And with that, I bolted up the stairs, wanted to collect my things and be eating off. I didn't like this Gaullus one bit. It was then I could slooshy music coming up from the floor, a very Gromkian and violent piece. I slooshied for 2 seconds in like interest and joy, and then it all came over me. The start of the pain and the sickness. And there I was, me who had loved music so much, crashing at the wall till my knuckles were all red crovy and torn skin. And then I thought I had to get away from it all. So I lurched the door, but it had been locked from the outside. And all the while the music got more and more gromky, like it was all a deliberate torture, oh my brothers. Oh, what am I to do? Oh, Bog in heaven help me. On top of the pile of the books and papers and all that cow that was on the table, I viddied what I had to do. And that was to do myself in, to snuff it. What I viddied was a Savo death on the cover of a like pamphlet, though it was only death to the government. And like it was fate there, was another one lanky booklet with an open window on the cover. And it read, "Open the window to fresh air, fresh ideas, a new way of living." And so then I knew it was like telling me to finish it all off by jumping out. Just one moment of pain, perhaps, and then peace forever and ever and ever. The music was still pouring in, all brass and drums and violins miles up through the wall. The window in the room was open. So I iddied to it, and viddied a fair drop to the autos and buses and walking Cheleveks below. Goodbye! Goodbye! May Bob forgive you for a ruined life.
How do I shut it up?